Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Open Your Minds with the Junior, where this is another take in our sports talk where we're going to talk about why there's no excitement for the WNBA. So, for those, when you think about basketball, you automatically go to the NBA. You know some of the big names, such as like LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant, John Morant, Zion Williamson, just to name a few. You already know these big names and you know what you're going to see or what you're going to get when you see them on a basketball court. But many people don't know the names like Maya Moore or Candace Parker or Tina Fowles or Tina Thompson, Lisa Leslie, Jonquel Jones, Brianna Stewart, Courtney Williams, just to name a few. Deanna Taurasi, Sue Bird, Ella Donnie. Many people don't know these people because they're not fans of WNBA. So, to me, I'm a little bit subjective of it because I do actually watch the WNBA. I do have a team, the Connecticut Sun, and I mean it's probably going to change now that Jonquel Jones is not there anymore. But we'll see. But as far as the WNBA, there's just not a lot of fans of the WNBA. So why is that? We're going to dive into it a little bit here. Here's a few things that I've come across that makes it why I believe the WNBA is not watched as much as the NBA. So the biggest one is there's just a huge entertainment gap. Now, when you watch WNBA, you're not going to be looking for some of the athletic and die hard or spectacular things you're going to see in the NBA. Like in the NBA, you know that somebody's probably going to get dunked on, somebody's going to shoot a shot from almost from the logo. You're going to find somebody finishing at the goal on 3 or 4 defenders. You're going to find somebody who's going to throw no-look passes that's going to break somebody's ankles. You already know what you're going to get when you come to the NBA. But with the WNBA, you may get that, but one thing you're definitely going to get is pure fundamental basketball. We're talking about passes, the ball being moved. You might get a crossover here and there, and every now and then you might actually get a dunk from somebody. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to get fundamental basketball. And because of that, not many people are entertained or even interested in seeing basketball at its purest. But if you want to see basketball at its purest form, where you're going to see players passing the ball back and forth, moving the ball around to get the best shot, footwork being used, pure point guards, or even great ball movement being moved around on the court, you're going to find that in the WNBA. And for some reason, that's just not as entertaining as you would want it to see. So, but it is what it is. The other one is not that much endorsed. It's less endorsed than the NBA. Again, that goes back to the entertainment gap. Not many people want to see the WNBA because they don't know what to really expect or what to look for when they're going to a WNBA game. So it's not as endorsed, and it's also not that lucrative. Now, when you think about the NBA, you see a lot of these players that get these $20 million deals or these $25 to $30 million deals, and that's because the NBA in its own is making billions and billions of dollars that they can trickle down to their athletes and even their coaches, to any of the personnel. The WNBA, the highest paid player is only making a little bit under $250,000. And that's just a huge gap between how much money you can actually make by playing in the WNBA. And if that's what the highest paid player is making, you can just imagine how much money they actually have in order to endorse the league, in order to get people excited about watching these games or going to these games. So there's that. Then you have, the excitement dies down after college. Now, if you do know about women's basketball, 9 times out of 10, you're probably watching NCAA because you're looking at the Stanfords, the Tennessees, the Connecticut's, the LSU's, the programs that are, just running through all of the competition. They're going 26-0. They're winning all the games throughout the whole season before they get into March Madness. And everybody is sold into the program itself as opposed to the players. So, because, when you think about college basketball, a lot of these players are coming straight out of high school. So these people feel invested to watch these players because most of these players are coming from a hometown or from a city or a state of where they watched them firsthand do some of the things that they were able to do, and then they go into this program and you find yourself invested in watching these programs and watching them play to see how your player is going to do. Like for us, example, when Devin Booker went to Kentucky, somebody from our area, in the Moss Point area, went to a Power 5 school in Kentucky. So everybody immediately, especially along this Gulf Coast area, became invested. They just felt like we got to watch him we just got to see how he does on the next level to see if he's even ready to go to the even farther level. And, as history will show, he was more than prepared to make it to that next level. So, of course, we're up here in Moss Point, we're all proud of him, and we were all grateful to be a part of that journey. And that's where that excitement comes from for many of us, is just to watch these players go from where we seen them, because many of these players that go on to the college level, if we didn't play against them firsthand, we played on the alongside of them and we saw some of the spectacular things that they do. But now they're going on the national level, showing off exactly what they can do for others. And we want to be a part of that ride, which is why we get invested into the college. But once it gets past college, it's like the excitement just kind of dies down, which brings me to the next point. Lack of local support. There's not many WNBA teams out there that you can really get invested into. Especially speaking here in Mississippi, not many people even know what WNBA team to root for. You got the Dallas Wings and you got the Atlanta Dream, but neither one of them are in close proximity of how to go to these games or even watch these games or to even find a way to get invested into going to these games. But you go to the West Coast and you got many teams along that side, such as the Las Vegas Aces, the Los Angeles Sparks, the Seattle Storm, the Phoenix Mercury. All these teams along that side, you may get more support out in that area because, for one, most of them are in close proximity. And it's more, many of those programs over there, or many of those teams over there, are the most successful ones in the league. But if you think about the Atlanta Dream, they've only been in the league for, I'd say 15 years. They've only been in the league for about 15 years, 2008. And in the years that they've been there, they haven't been at the top of the game, so of course they're not getting as much support as you would expect them to get. And that just goes back to even here in other sports, like with NFL here in Mississippi. Most people, if they're fans of any team in the NFL, they're fans of the Cowboys or the Saints, because Mississippi doesn't have a team. So the fact that there's a lack of teams that are close by that they can actually get behind and that they can actually support, it leads to them not wanting to be a part of it. So the question becomes, how do we solve it? Like, how can we get more people invested or even wanting to be invested in watching a WNBA game, wanting to go to these games, wanting to get excited about these games? So the only thing I can think of is the NBA players endorsing it. You have players like Kyrie Irving who have endorsed the NBA, Chris Paul, LeBron James. Many of those players, they endorse it as much as they can, but it does increase it in such a way. But you know, maybe they should have like a cross intergender all-star game. You know, some of the best players of the WNBA go up against some of the best players in the NBA, and let them duke it out, see how they do. You know, see how they compete against them. Maybe in its own, that can be the solve of the all-star game, which would be another video that I bring up in our future, which would be the all-star game and its effect. You know, why has the all-star games lost the effect that they had 20 years ago? So with that being said, that's the end of this video. You know, if you have any ideas or anything that you would think that would get more people excited about watching WNBA games, you know, don't be afraid to come to the comment section. Again, if you like this video, like it and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to keep watching videos. Again, I love you guys. God bless you all, and let's continue to open our minds together.